All right, guys. So, in the light of everybody realizing just how radical of an organization Black Lives Matter is, that it is an extremist organization, and they basically had a mask off moment, essentially proving that that's the case. I actually want to play this clip that is resurfaced on the internet of Terry Crews giving what today seems like a prophetic prediction and warning about Black Lives Matter. Something that was laughed off on CNN when he gave the warning. Okay, nobody took it serious in regards to the signs that BLM was an extremist organization, in which, again, people like Terry Crews and people like myself and other people who saw the signs knew that, hey, BLM, these people are out of control, right? These people seem to be radicalized, and we should not be condoning their activities. And it is a prime example of why you do not apologize to the mob by throwing away your convictions, especially, again, in the face of domestic extremism, which, again, is what happened during the BLM riots in 2020 after the situation with George Floyd. So without further ado, I actually want to roll this clip because it truly is a fascinating clip to watch in 2023. Take a look.
Terry, man, you stepped in it. You say that you're willing you say you're willing to die on this hill. You've taken a lot of heat for this. Explain what you were thinking and why it's so important that you die on this hill.
Well, again, I wanted to bring up the fact that, there are some very, very, militant type forces in Black Lives Matter. And what I was issuing was a warning. It's one of those things where I've been a part of different groups, I've been a part of different things, and you see how extremes can go far and can go wild. And then when you issue a warning, and when a warning is seen as detrimental to the movement, how can you ever have checks and balances? In the 60s and 70s, airplanes went down all the time. And the reason they found out why they did was because the pilots could never be questioned. And when you have the leaders of the Black Lives Movement who are now talking about, if we don't get our demands, we're going to burn it down. Other Black people who are talking about working with other whites and other races, they're being viewed as sellouts or called Uncle Toms. You start to understand that you are now, being controlled. You're not being treated as loved. You're actually being controlled. Someone wants to control the narrative. And I viewed it as a very, very dangerous self-righteousness that was developing that really viewed themselves as better. It was almost a supremacist move.
So let me jump in,
where
Terry.
they viewed that their Black lives mattered a lot more than mine.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, this man saying that BLM is militant. Okay, he said it's almost like an extremist movement. Okay, that they're extreme. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, prophetic stuff. Okay, that's exactly what I'm hearing, right? And it's just a shame because the mob put Terry Crews into submission, right? They forced him into submission and made him apologize for comments in which it turned out, I mean, I knew this, I mean, everybody knows this, that he was 100% right about his assessment. Take a look.
But my thing is, I just wanted peace. And I guess it goes back to my approval.
Yes.
It goes back to my need for approval. It went back to that. And again, it was a mistake. It was a mistake to tweet that out at that time.
And
I'll be honest.
that was the thing, funny enough, because Martin Luther King Jr. has talked about black supremacy.
Exactly.
Nelson Mandela himself was one of the people who said, I do not look for the oppression of white people. I don't look for the oppression of black people. I don't want anybody to be oppressed.
That's right.
Right? But the timing, I think, was the issue.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know what I mean? It was
I say that in the book.
Yeah, you were going, that's not what I was trying to do.
No.
And I think, this is one of those moments where I was like, that's why books over tweets.
It is. No, it is. That was a huge.
Yeah. So what was these controversial tweets that Terry Crews put out? that he got a whole lot of backlash for, in which he was made to apologize, right? He had to apologize for the tweets. This is what he said. Defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth, whether we like it or not. We are all in this together. And then he put out another message. He said, if you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of all races, creeds, and ideologies. We must make sure Black Lives Matter doesn't turn into Black Lives Better. Now, again, fast forward to 2023. And again, Terry Crews looked like a prophet. And this is why you don't apologize to the mob, right? Stand on your convictions. You do not need to apologize for something that you believe is right. And he was right. Okay, BLM is an extremist organization. They were extreme when they started. They were condoning and justifying violence simply because they felt oppressed. And again, where did that lead to? Right? It led to BLM of 2023, right? Supporting any and everything violent if the people committing the acts of violence claim to be oppressed, right? And that's what you're saying. And again, this is why you don't apologize to the mob. This is why you stand on your convictions. And everybody should have recognized this pattern beforehand when it first showed up, right? It was all fine and good when it was happening in America, when the domestic violence was happening in this country during the BLM protests after George Floyd, right? But again, now fast forward to 2023, everybody now realizes that, oh, wait, this is going too far, right? These people are radicalized, right? When they were telling you from the beginning what they were, right? And what they were about. So again, you know, it's amazing how as time passes, the people that are quote unquote on the wrong side of history always turn out to be on the right side of history. It doesn't matter what the subject is, right? Doesn't matter what the subject is. It's almost as if, again, the mainstream liberal media narrative is, again, more about narrative rather than about what's right and what's wrong. And again, that's how these types of situations happen. So again, Terry Crews, this is why you don't apologize to the mob, man. You were correct, and you should have stood on your square instead of folding to the mob, because you knew what was right and you knew what was wrong, and you recognized the signs of what clearly was an organization that was too extreme and had extreme ideology. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.